Motivational speaker.
Okay.
Loving husband.
Loving husband, like
right?
that.
Loving father.
Okay.
Loving grandpa.
Oh.
Loving pop.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Just all around good guy.
So this man is a loving married man. So y'all, he probably got some real good advice here. Something to share with us. Right? So I'm going to ask you too. You heard what Kat was saying. Now, I don't know if you're from the South, because he's from the South and he said that same came from the South.
Okay.
The way to a man's heart is through his stomach. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm from Harlem.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Food and cooking is important, but for me, the way to my heart is through my head.
Ooh, which one though?
And,
I'm sorry.
Well, it depends on what time of day it is. Right? Like Kat said, right? Kat said, the food and sex, right? Listen, let's just combine it. Let's eat while we having sex. Right?
Ooh, all right.
Just ride me and give me a little chicken. That's all.
You better be starting something good. I like that.
Your freativity has to be on high.
I like that.
Yes.
I have never tried eating and making love at the same time, but I like that, Steve.
Try it.
I like that. I can give you a high five on that one. Okay, so now, if the food is good and you're really enjoying the food, because you said that's not the way to your heart, though. You said the way to your heart is through your head.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else could you say, as far as like, what do you really mean by to your head? Because I want to find out for the ladies, because I know y'all want to know this too, if the guy is really happy and we're pretty much doing so many different things, how do we get him to go to the next level and commit to us? Well, first commit, and then do like Lady Luck Tina, get married, get a proposal.
So I can only speak for me, right?
Absolutely.
And what I'll say is that I don't know if there was anything in particular Tina could have done to make me commit.
Okay.
It kind of happens organically, or it happened organically for me. I don't believe that we fall in love. I think love is built.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a succession of actions. First of all, she stimulated my mind. She's beautiful. You gotta be physical first.
Okay.
Right? I gotta be attracted to you. So I would say the number one way to my heart is to look good.
Ooh,
right? Because that's the interest.
Okay.
That's I'm gonna want to talk to you.
Yes.
And then once I start talking to you and I see you have a level of intelligence, you have a sense of humor, right? As Kat mentioned, a sense of self and some spirituality.
Okay.
Right? Some spirituality and some values.
Yes.
Like there's gotta be some values.
Right.
Especially at this age. When we're younger, in our 20s, guys are just trying to hit everything moving. So we're, the expectations are not that high. You just need, what you need.
Okay.
Right, and we good.
I like that, okay.
But when you're talking about really finding that one to settle down, because it's forever, and forever is a long time. And forever there's good times and there's not so good times, right? And what happens when the honeymoon is over?
Yes, what does happen when the honeymoon is over? Y'all want to know that too, right?
Well, yeah, absolutely. But that's where, because sex is always great in the beginning. Sex is important for me too.
Yeah, okay.
Right? But after a while, after we have sex, after we eat, then what? Like, how do you stimulate me?
Right.
Do you have goals? Can we have some common goals?
Okay.
Common interests, like Kat was talking about, not just sports, but maybe some business goals. The way you carry yourself, your standards. Do you settle for anything? Or do you have a standard that you hold yourself to? You with your house, with your children, with your mate, things like that. Do you set boundaries with your girlfriends? Because a lot of times women who are in relationships still hang out with women who are single.
Okay.
And women who are single like to do single things. And do you put those boundaries in, not cut your girls off, but just, y'all go ahead and do that. I'm gonna hang with my man, things like that.
Well, but So you don't have to cut the girlfriends off completely.
Not at all. Absolutely
But
not.
just, you want to prioritize is what you're saying.
Correct. Well, exactly. Prioritize is the best way to put it.
Yeah, okay.
Because if you're in a relationship, you can't act like you're single.
No, I
But you
agree
might
with
as well
that.
be single.
And that goes for the men too, because
Absolutely.
yes, it goes
Absolutely.
for the men. Because remember, we're trying to find out how we're getting to the next level.
Correct.
With you.
Correct. So, those are some of the things. That's the way to my heart. And loyalty.
Loyalty. Ooh, guys, these are good words. Yeah. Loyalty.
And loyalty just doesn't mean you not cheating on me.
Okay.
It means loyal to our relationship.
Okay.
And is it about you winning an argument or me winning an argument, or is it about how do we get past this together?
Okay.
Because when I see you putting in effort to get past it, it's going to make me put in effort to get past it. And that's how you grow. And that's why I said love is built. And it's generally built through the adversity. Everything's good when everything's good. But how do you respond when it's not so good?
Okay, wonderful. So that sounds amazing. I don't know. Any advice maybe that you want to give to the fellas? Let's say, what kind of advice that you could give to the men? Because sometimes men really love this woman. She has the majority of the qualities of what he's looking for, but he doesn't want to move forward in life without her, but he's still not asking her to marry him. Like, what is that about? What kind of advice? Do you have any advice? Is it fear?
It's interesting. And again, I can only go on my experience, right?
Okay.
And I'll share that, and maybe that'll be advice for people. Like most men, growing up in the city, in my 20s and even in my 30s, just running around doing what we do. And it got to a point where I started getting tired.
Okay.
It was getting redundant.
Okay.
And I just didn't really want to do it anymore. And Tina and I were dating, and then we wouldn't be dating, but we always stayed in contact with one another. And she was just there for me when I had, like I told you on the phone, right? More money.
Yes.
And when I had no money.
No money. I like that.
Tina. And she acted the same way. And she stepped up, when I needed her to step up.
Right.
Not just for me, but for us. Okay. Because her kind of holding me down gave me time to get it together, which elevated us.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I got you.
And the advice I'll give to the men is know what you want. You can't be like half pregnant.
Okay.
Either you're pregnant or you're not. So either you want to be in a relationship or you don't. And either one is fine, but
make sure the lady know, the woman that you're with, make sure she know. Because guys, I've heard this somewhere before, I can't remember, but you cannot walk and do a split at the same time. You can't. No. So figure it out. Yes.
Same concept. Yes. Just know what you want.
Yes.
Stand on what you want.
Yes.
And just move like that. There are a lot of people, in our circle who are still single and are happy.
True.
Yes. And that's cool. That just wasn't for me. I knew I wanted to be in a relationship, and I knew I couldn't act single if I wanted to be in a relationship, because it just wouldn't last.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah. Good. That sounds wonderful. And Steve, how long have you been married?
May 26 will be 16 years.
Wow, that's wonderful.
And I can say I married my best friend.
And I have witnessed it and see that you guys are amazing together. I only hope and pray to grow up and have what you guys have, because, I'm still a little kid, but no. But listen, if you're checking us out now, you want to call in and ask some questions or share some thoughts, feel free to dial right now, 551-236-8486. I'll repeat it, but the number is also on For Real Talkers page. It's our post of the day. The number is also on Facebook, post of the day for Real Talkers. 551-236-8486. If you have questions, call us.
Awesome.
Okay.